Here in Indiana, we should prepare for a lot of drama coming from Indianapolis over the next few weeks. That is because the Indiana General Assembly is starting its legislative session early. They're starting in December instead of January, and they've started this week, and that's highly unusual. Normally, they would meet for the short session in early January and then finish by around mid-March. This year, they've moved up the start date by about a month. The reason that they're doing this early start is the congressional redistricting that you might be hearing a lot about. Now, redistricting is a process that typically only happens once every 10 years after the census. We just did it a few years ago. We'll do it again in a few more years after the next decade census. Doing it now in the middle of the decade, that's unprecedented in modern Indiana politics. And what makes it even more abnormal is the political tension that is behind it. Because Republican leaders are under intense pressure from President Trump and now Governor Mike Braun to redraw Indiana's 9 congressional districts to favor Republicans, basically to stack the deck, to rig the game ahead of the 2026 elections. They want to turn what is now the 7-2 Republican advantage here in Indiana to 9-0 before those 2026 midterms. So basically, get rid of the possibility for any Democrat to win one of those congressional seats by moving those district lines around. But the catch of all this is they don't have the votes locked down to get this done. So now they're pushing forward anyway. And the goal of that is to try to put more pressure on those no holdouts. And when I say no holdouts, I mean Republicans as well, because it's those Republican no's that are really holding up this process. Because if all the Republicans in the State House were on board, they could just simply move forward with it. Now, the timing of all this is important because when you file to run for office, you do that in January. So that's coming up. January and February, those are the filing periods to run for office, including Congress. So aside from the obvious political issue of changing around these lines just for political reasons, when they change these district lines, there's a lot of logistical work that has to be done in the background by the state and local governments in order to prepare for that. So if they pass this, that work all has to be crammed in immediately. Because you're going to see those public pressure campaigns be ramped up. They're going to continue threatening to primary Republicans who are a no on this. And we're even seeing reports of harassment, these swatting incidents targeting Republican lawmakers that are kind of standing in the way of this. So it's going to get worse. It's probably going to get even uglier. And it's completely unnecessary because Hoosiers have overwhelmingly stated that they prefer the State House not do this. They want the State House to just focus on things that actually matter to working families, and this is certainly not one of those.